Hello, Hero of Collectors here. How's it going, everybody? Hope you all are doing fantastic. I know I am, and today we are going to be doing a ranking video of the No Way Home Retro Wave, plus the two Deluxes that came out at the same time. You might already know some spoilers because of my end of 2023 top 10 ranking video, but let's just get into it. Fair warning, I might make some people mad with my choices here. Okay, starting at the very bottom in the number 8 spot, we have Dr. Octopus. And I feel like I'm going to get some hate from this one, but God, this figure is frustrating. I hate bendy wires. I never liked them. I don't get why other people like them so much. They are so hard to work with, especially these. They're very stiff. Even after heating them up, I was having such a difficult time posing him. And like even you can kind of see here, I tried to get these flat on the ground, but they will not go flat. You can kind of see how the base of the stand is compared. They don't want to work, and I've seen like the horror stories of people when they try to articulate them, they break at the base, and it just makes me so scared to even move them anymore, even after heating them up and trying different things. So, I while this figure and the design looks amazing, the just the fun factor is gone when trying to pose him around and do stuff, and also doesn't help. I believe, yeah, this copy has a messed up arm, so that just popped out right out of package when I got him. I originally was going to buy two of these, one to go with my MCU villains collection and one to go with my multiverse villains collection, but after messing around with this one, unless I can get a figure for dirt cheap, I'm not buying a second one. And it has to be bad for me to not buy another figure. So that is why he makes the number 8 slot. Moving on to my number 7 pick, we have MJ. And there's no real issue I have with this figure, in all honesty. It's just not the most dynamic action figure. Like, I love having MJ. I have the previous Homecoming MJ. This one being from No Way Home. I can put her with my Multiverse Saga characters. I love the accessory of the magic box. I was going to try and pronounce it, but I got too scared. But in terms of her being an action figure, she's just not the most dynamic. And most of the things that I could do with her had to be with another character, like her falling scene or, being part with, her Peter. I couldn't do a lot with just her. So that's what put her at number 7, but still not a figure that I have serious issues with. Just not nearly as fun as other figures. At the number 6 spot, we have Sandman, and my only real complaint with this figure is no Mega Sand Fists. He came with the standard fists and kind of relaxed or grippy hands that go on the arm when you don't have that on, but when you have these extra sand bits on, they're nice, but I feel like I could do more when I have actual hand fist construct, sorry. Now, I was able to actually add in the retro-carded Sandman accessories on this figure, and that kind of helped. But as it stands, I think he just would have benefited a lot from fists instead of these grip hands, or whatever you want to call them. But otherwise, a great Sandman figure. I'm pretty happy with this being my No Way Home representation of Flint Marko. I'd love to get a proper Spider-Man 3 version where he has the clothes and whatnot, and they can reuse these bits, but throw in some fists. Anyway, that is my number 6 spot. All right, and here in the number 5 spot, we have Matt Murdock, which, for being a suited character, is pretty great. These are all new limbs that are pinless, that stand far better than all the previous suited figures we have in the collection, or, in Legends. And to have it on a Matt Murdock that looks pretty great. I'd say the face is just a little off, but otherwise, it's a great Matt Murdock figure. He even comes with the brick from his I'm a Good Lawyer scene, so that's a nice accessory. And it's a figure so nice that I bought it twice, and I used it for my Iron Fist Netflix kit bash. So He had to go a little bit higher up on the list just because I bought two, but this figure on his own still stands pretty well, and I like it. So that's why he's number 5. As we get into number 4, I will say that literally any of these top 4 figures could be number 1. It all depends on your personal preference or my time of day, what I'm doing with these figures. But specifically getting into number 4, Green Goblin. Holy crap, this figure's amazing. I loved every second of messing around with this guy, from the glider to the different colors, the armor. He is fantastic. The minor complaints I have are seriously outweighed by the amount of fun that you can have. I think the biggest complaint is no cut here at the calf to help him pose better with the glider. But otherwise, it's incredible. The likeness is amazing. The fact that he comes with a pumpkin bomb. They even threw in this helmeted goblin head that they didn't even need to is fantastic to give other options. And them giving us this kind of tells me that we're going to get another release with the glider, but a new body, so that we get a Raimi trilogy Norman Osborn. Because they could even brand it as No Way Home, because he did wear that costume for a brief moment in No Way Home. So not only the potential of this release, but also the release itself is just incredible. And I'm very happy to finally have a Goblin in my collection from that universe, whether if it's the original look or this look. I'm just happy to have Willem Dafoe's Goblin. So that's why he is number 4. And now at number 3, we have Toby Maguire Spider-Man, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man figure. And like I said earlier, any one of these figures could be number 1. It's just a matter of how nostalgic I'm feeling and whatnot. Because I was a kid growing up when Spider-Man 2 was coming out. I didn't quite... I was around for Spider-Man 1, but I was way too young to remember it. But Spider-Man 2 was the shit when I was younger. And I even had the superposable Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and the Doc Ock figure from that movie. So to get this updated version with the pinless tech and all these upgrades is incredible. And the fact that they even threw in a Tobey Maguire unmasked head that I can throw on a spare comic book Peter Parker body was a great bonus, and this figure is just incredible. It really represents Toby very well. I know people have a lot of complaints about it, about, certain shapes of the torso and whatnot, maybe the head, but overall, I think it's a great representation of the costume, of the character, of the look, so that's why he is number 3. And at number 2, we have the Andrew Garfield, the Amazing Spider-Man, and this figure, it represents a lot to me. I love the Andrew Garfield movies despite their problems. Andrew Garfield is my favorite movie Spider-Man. So to have a figure here that represents him extremely well like this does, and has a likeness this good. Like, I had the previous TASM 2 Spider-Man figure, and it was fine for the time. This is amazing. It is amazing. He is amazing. But just to have him be on the shelf with this unmasked head and represent so much of what I love about Spider-Man it means a lot to me. And recently with the Hank Pym and Wasp 2-pack, we got the soft goods lab coat, and it fits on this Spider-Man figure. So I'm even considering getting a second one to have him be in the lab coat look from No Way Home with the gloves and the beakers and all that. So anyway, at the number 2 spot is the Amazing Spider-Man. And finally, in the number 1 spot, we have the Final Swing Spider-Man suit. What can I say? This is probably the best Tom Holland figure we have gotten for the Spider-Man movies. It has this feeling of just being so light and posable and toyetic when you have it in hand. And when you get to posing it around, it just feels so natural. It's such a comic book Spider-Man figure that's for the movies. And it's just a blast. Like, the second I opened it, I knew this was something special. Even aside from it looking amazing, even though we only saw the suit for a minute, if that, 30 seconds maybe. Even comes with an extra Tom Holland head. This represents so much of the Tom Holland trilogy of movies that I do quite enjoy, and, you know, we've gotten a lot of Spideys over the years. But this one I think is by far the best, and that's why he ranks at the number 1 spot. And that was my wave ranking. Do you agree with my ranking? If not, leave your ranking down in the comments below, but please keep it civil. I do hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you all in another video, another post, another time.